today's video, I'm going to show you how to create this exact email list building opt-in form. This is going to automatically build your email list, which is the #1 asset in any online coaching business. I'm going to show you how to do this in Kajabi in just 4 simple steps. Let's dive right in. So first and foremost, I have this resource for you that I'm going to share with you just below this video. So you're going to have the step-by-step instructions as well as some AI prompts that's going to help you with copywriting on those landing pages. First and foremost, why does this matter? Why is everyone talking about the email list, email list, email list? Well, my friend, they are not lying. It is incredibly important for any online business to be sustainable. You see, if you're putting out content in many of the ways, such as social media, podcasts, maybe you're a podcast guest, you are doing videos, you are writing blogs or articles, or you are attending events, maybe you are speaking at events, you have to have some way to get this audience to your email list. And you only want the people coming to your email list that want to be there. So you want to offer them something very specific that says, hey, do you have this problem? I can help you solve it in this way. Those people can digitally raise their hand, and there you have it, a match made in heaven. So this video is going to show you how to create an automatic kind of list building machine in Kajabi. So you're putting out content, you are creating your email list or building your email list. What do you do with this email list? This is where you are connecting and serving that email list as it's growing every day. And then, and only then, are people ready to buy whatever your offer is. After they have built more like, know, and trust factor with you, you are connecting and serving them great value. So let's make sure you have an automatic way to get people to your email list so you can serve and connect them. So the next page on here is just going to say, hey, remember this. Followers show interest, friends are building trust, but frequent customers are ready to buy. So that is a transition that we're helping people through by creating this automatic email list building machine. So actually, let me update this in real time. This is 4 steps to automatically build your email list with Kajabi. The first step is to create a really juicy lead magnet. I'm going to explain what that means. I'm going to give you an example. Next is to create your lead magnet opt-in page. We're going to design that in Kajabi. Next is creating your thank you page. So after they opt in, where do they go? They're going to go to a thank you page, which also offers them some next steps. And then we're going to tie it all together and turn this idea into a machine where we are connecting what they're doing in the opt-in page and delivering them their email with the lead magnet source right there in the email, and then moving them to the thank you page, which offers them next steps. Okay. So we're going to build all this together. If you're wanting to build this step by step right now with me, go ahead and use my exclusive 30-day Kajabi free trial instead of the regular 14-day trial. So you can put this all together and start building your email list in 30 days without paying a dime. Okay, that'll be linked down below for you. All right, so let's dive in with creating a juicy lead magnet. This is really, really important. You want to think about what problems your ideal client or your target market has, not just things that you can teach them, but think about what their top of mind problems are. Because a lead magnet is going to be able to solve one specific problem very quickly and efficiently. It's not going to take long to consume. What I mean by that is if you're thinking a 30-page ebook is better than a 1-page guide, you've got it mixed up. You want your lead magnet to be easy and quick to consume so they can get that quick win fast. Next, it's going to build confidence that they have in solving this problem because you are breaking down a complex topic or more of a vague topic into simple steps. And then also you're going to be building trust with you as the guide on this journey. It's also going to invite them to the next step. So after they have this quick win, what's next? What can they do next with you? And here's a bonus tip. Using the title or in the title something like 1-page blank is very enticing because that means you are such an expert at this. You were able to distill down your expertise into 1 page of important information or steps for them to have that quick win in only consuming 1 page. That's a higher value because you are lowering the time and effort it takes to get to that outcome. Okay, so 1 page is better than 10 pages. All right, so let's look at what a lead magnet can look like. What do I mean by having these certain pieces? This is an example here. It's my 90-minute Kajabi setup checklist. And I know when people are looking into Kajabi, they're ready to monetize their mind and create digital products and coaching programs. But here's the thing with Kajabi. It's magnificent. It has everything you possibly need to build and grow and launch your business. It has everything you need. It also has everything you need. There's a lot to it. So I wanted to create a simple way and say, hey, if you just do these essential steps in setting things up, you'll be ready to go. You can ignore the rest for now and just focus on this. You can get everything set up in 90 minutes so you're ready to rock. So that's what I created. But notice the layout here. I have a title page, and then my next page is actually an introduction. So it's introducing the viewer to the actual lead magnet, what they can expect, why this checklist is different from maybe other ones that they got, and how to actually use this effectively. So it's an introduction page. Then I go into the content. And yes, it's not quite one page because I wanted to provide a lot of screenshots so they can be more familiar with what I'm speaking about in the checklist. And so it's multiple pages here, but it's still very simple layout for them. Okay, so they'll move from this piece to this piece to this piece with checklist items for them to complete. Notice the last two pages are not part of the content, but it is helping them with next steps. So I'll zoom in here. It has a next steps page, which says, okay, now that you're all ready to set up, now what? So I have a kind of free masterclass, a succinct mini course I put together so that they can launch something, because that's kind of the next step. They've set up a digital course or a digital program in any way, and they have their Kajabi account set up. It's ready to sell. Now what? How do I launch this thing, right? So I go to a step-by-step how to launch from a blank account to a client-ready coaching program. So that's an option for them. They can also book a strategy call with me if they're thinking, okay, how do I create a map for myself to make sure I know what to do in the next 90 days to have success? Or they can move on to a more robust option, which is my Confident with Kajabi course. So if they're thinking, okay, Kajabi isn't as complex as I was thinking, or at least I feel like I can handle a little better, I'm ready to master this thing. I'm ready to make Kajabi into my secret weapon so I can build and do whatever I want in Kajabi, and I have to build confidence first, okay? So Confident with Kajabi is my next invite for them, okay? So notice it's solving one problem, which is how to set up Kajabi. It's giving them bite-sized pieces to move forward so they feel more confident and more clarity. And then it's inviting them to move through next steps with me, okay? All right, so that is a juicy lead magnet. How do you create that? I'm using Canva here. And what you'll want to do is if you create a new design, I love to search workbook, okay? So if you go to workbook, you'll have several, of course it doesn't want to show for me right now. Let me go back to the regular homepage here. I'll go Canva, let's go workbook. And it's going to give you templates that will have several workbooks for you. You want to go Canva templates. And you can see this is 19 pages, right? You don't have to use all 19 pages, but just go through and see what would work best for you. Again, you can change any of the font or colors or anything, but it's going to try to give you a really beautiful aesthetic that people will like looking at as they move through the content. Lots of options here. Okay, so use workbook to create that lead magnet aesthetic. Okay, let's move on here. So you have your juicy lead magnet set up. When you have it ready to go, let me go back into my example here so I can show you how you're going to give them access to it. So when you have it all set up, you're going to go up to the top right corner and find share, and then you're going to click download, and you are going to click into the file type, change the file type to PDF, best for emailing, and you're going to download that resource, okay? So download it to your computer, save it to somewhere on your computer, and then you'll be able to provide it to Kajabi as a file for your viewer to download, okay? So that is access to the lead magnet. Next step here is to design the lead magnet opt-in page in Kajabi. This is going to be really fun and really simple. So let me show you how. We're going to go into Kajabi, we're going to go to websites, and we're going to go to landing pages. Now, landing pages, if you didn't know, are really just flexible pages that you can use in any way you want. So we're going to select landing page, and then we're going to select new landing page here. All right, so we have new landing pages, and we're actually just going to select start with blank. and we're gonna name it. I'll just call this sample create. And we have this very simple page here. So if you notice on the left-hand side, we have sections and settings, and notice in sections, there's only one section here. I also want you to notice that there is no header or footer, and that's on purpose. You want your opt-in landing page to be as simple and very straightforward as possible so that someone reading it really only has one option, which is to opt in or exit the page completely. You don't want them to give them any confusion or multiple choices to click around. So we're going to keep this really simple. Now, how I like to design it is to have one picture on the left and the headline and some core benefits on the right with a form to fill out. That's it, one section. You can definitely have multiple sections that goes into testimonials and a little bit about yourself, but to keep it really simple and to keep it high converting, keep it one section above the fold, which means they read everything that they need before they even start scrolling down. There's actually nowhere to scroll. So I want to show you something on settings here. If you want to update your favicon, which is the little icon that you will see in the browser, this is where you will do it. You can upload a 40 by 40 pixel image. It's going to look blurry, but it just means it's really small enough to be that icon in the browser. So that's where you upload that. Also in settings, if you go down to style guide, this is where you can update primary colors and button colors, but not really a big worry because you can change the colors directly on the page. But I do want you to scroll down and find fonts. So if you have a specific body font, like I like to use this one, or heading font, which is, let's just use the good old Playfair Display, and I like to change the heading font to normal because I can make it bold if I want, and then I hit save. So that's really all I do to set up a simple page, is to change the fonts and update the favicon. All right, moving back to sections. All we need to do is update this hero section. So hero section is the main section at the very top. It's the before the fold or before the scroll section. In this section, there's only two content blocks. We see text block here and an image block here. We're actually going to use this image block, but we're not going to use this text block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to triple dots and delete that. And the image, we're going to make it smaller. We're going to make it only about 5 sections across. Currently it's in the middle because it has nothing to share the section with. So let's go back and let's add the form content block. So now I'm going to scroll down and find form here. And the form is 6 across, and that works great. So now this is 5 across and 6 across. They both can live on the same line, and that's what we want. All right, so with the form, we have text available here and the form input. So that's what we want. All right, so let's go ahead and create the image in Canva. Okay, so I'm gonna come back to my lead magnet, and I'm just going to download page 1, the cover photo, as an image itself. So we'll go back here and I will do share and download. I'm gonna do only the current page here, and I'm going to select done. So we are downloading a PNG file, just the current page, page 1, and we are gonna download it. Okay, so now I'm going to open up a new Canva option here. And so I'm going to select the size. And the size I want it to be more vertical than horizontal. So I will do 1300 wide versus 1600 in height. Create that. And I'm going to upload that image. I'm going to go to uploads, pull that over here, and it will start uploading. Great. Okay, so the way that I like to display any lead magnet is with a tablet frame, so it looks digital because that's how it's going to show up first for them. So I like to use a tablet, so any kind of like iPad or something, a frame. And I'm going to make this as big as possible inside of this set of dimensions here. We're going to center it, and then I'm just going to go back to my uploads and drag that first page in here, and I can double click and move it if it's not showing the right text or needs to be centered or something. Okay, that's it. Now I'm just going to download it, transparent background, download, go back to my Kajabi page, select the image, and I'm going to do file, new file, upload, and I'm going to select my latest download from browser and save and upload. Perfect. So now we're going to do the copy here. Now, here's the thing. Your headline on your opt-in page is probably the most important copy on this entire page, and I have something to help you. In the resource that I have available for you down below, which is the 4 steps to automatically build your email list, this resource here, On the last page, I have AI copy prompts for you just for a lead magnet opt-in page. I actually have 2 options for you. And so all you'll need to do is to fill in anywhere with a bracket and put this into maybe ChatGPT or any other AI software that you love, and it's going to automatically create some great copy for you, knowing how to write with copywriting skills. So I did an example here for this particular lead magnet. And so I used copy prompt 2 in this example, and it gave me actually a lot of copy here. I don't have to use all of it. I can kind of pick out my favorite, which I decided to use definitely this headline here: launch your digital product in 90 minutes, even if you're not techie. And then I also decided to add these bullet points of what's inside this lead magnet. So let me show you what that looks like. So first things first, I'm going to grab this headline here, and I'll go back to the Kajabi page, and we're going to update this headline, right? And I'm actually going to change this to just be a paragraph text. Great. And so now I'm going to scoot this down, and this should be regular paragraph text. Okay. All right, that looks better. And so additionally, I'm going to add a little bit more of the copy that it gives me. So I'm going to say free step-by-step guide for industry experts ready to monetize their knowledge. That's calling out who this is for and why. So we're going to add that here. It's bolded. It doesn't need to be bolded for me. And then also I'm going to add, we're going to say inside 90-minute checklist, you'll get these things. I'm going to copy that, and let's add that in here. Okay. And I can actually drop this down to be regular paragraph, and just bolded will work for me. Okay. Now I can take away some of the spacing. So this is just different formatting that I would do just to make it look nice and easy to read. And for example, like the stagnated or center aligned text, I would highlight all of this. I'll go to the top here, go format, alignment left. That's a little easier to read there. Okay. So that looks good to me. I'm going to hit save. And now let's adjust the background. So right now it's just a white background, not the easiest to read with black on white text. Okay, so white on black text. So I'm going to select in the section, and then I'm going to find background. I'm going to keep the media type none, and then I'm going to scroll down till I find background color. I'm going to find a color that's easier to read, a little easier on the eyes than stark white. I like this background color, it's a little easier. And I'm going to select save. Okay. Something else I'm going to do just to fancy it up is click in this text box, and I'm going to make a little bit more of a border or margin here. So I'm going to scroll down past the text area. I'm going to find desktop layout and go inside spacing. We're going to create some spacing there. So I'll do 50 on left, 50 on right. Let's do 30 at the top and 30 on the bottom. That's going to make it just look a little bit nicer. All right, let's check our steps here where we're at. I'll come back to our 4 steps, and we are on step 2, creating a clear promise. We did that with the AI prompts, designing a simple page, and the last part of this is the opt-in form. So let me show you how to create the opt-in form. The form is going to go right here. So if I click on it, it'll say select the form. I don't have a form yet. So all I do is click edit your form. It's going to take me to all my forms in my system, and I'm going to say create a new form. And I'm just going to call this sample, but of course you would name it so that it matches your lead magnet. So in your records, you can see what they're opting in for. Now that I have a title, it's giving me a couple options. So I want to explain the difference between a double opt-in and a single opt-in. A double opt-in they are recommending because it's going to make sure your list is very clean, and it's only going to have people that are willing to kind of jump through a couple hoops in order to get their lead magnet and subscribe to your email list. Now, I'm not a big fan of making people jump through hoops. So I would rather just give them a single sign-in, which means if they opt in and put their information on the form, I'm going to give them exactly what they're asking for. The double opt-in asks for them to put in their information and then go to their email, find the confirmation email, select confirm, and then they will get the delivery email, right? So it's a little bit more friction. So I would say take away the friction when you can. Here are the form fields. Name and email is all you really need, and we're going to set up automations in step 4. So now I have this form set up. I'm going to select save, and I'll go back to our design page. And now I have that form ready to select. So I can actually start typing in the name of it. And here we go. I'm going to hit save, and there it is. Now it doesn't match my aesthetic, so let's go ahead and update this. Now that we're on the form, I can scroll down past the text and go to button. And I'm going to say something like, send it to me, right? I'm going to change the background color to more brand aligned. And that works for me. Okay, great. All right, so we want to preview this and we want to make sure that all the text and the opt-in form is visible before having to scroll. So I'm going to hit preview and we're going to see it here. Perfect. So I have launch your digital product in 90 minutes. That is the promise, even if you're not techie. So for people who are not techie, they can say, ooh, this might be for me. A free step-by-step guide for industry experts ready to monetize their knowledge. Is that their dream outcome? Yes. All right, inside this checklist, you will set up your Kajabi account, build your simple digital product, create your offer and checkout page so it's ready to sell, and ditch the overwhelm. Yes, please send that to me, right? Okay, so there's our whole page just like that. We'll go back to our simple steps because now we have step 1 and step 2 done. Time to move to step 3. Step 3, my friends, is to create your thank you page that's going to match and a next step with you. This is going to be so easy. We already did a lot of the work. So I'm going to go back to Kajabi. Here's our opt-in page. I'm going to go back to all of my landing pages. I'm going to show you a little trick. On my page here, I'm going to first set this as publish, and the next thing I'm gonna do is do triple dots, and I'm going to duplicate this page. Okay, so we're just gonna duplicate it. It's gonna take a minute to duplicate and open, and then we're just going to adjust a couple things and we'll be ready to go. So here's our duplicate page. Let's change a couple things and it's going to be our thank you page. So I'm actually going to keep this image. I like the fact that it is leading people from the opt-in page. This is what they're getting. And then the thank you page is delivering on that. And so here in the text, I'm just going to change a couple things. So instead of the headline here, I'm going to say your gift is on its way. And then I'm going to say something like, please give the internet mailman up to 5 minutes to deliver, but I'm not one to make you wait. So go ahead and click on the button below. We'll say so that you can. And then again, you are pointing out exactly what they're going to be able to do in this checklist. And again, we're just going to fix this formatting a little bit. I'm going to take away the bold and I'm going to align it left so it's a little easier to read. And there you go. So Nicole, this is a form again. We don't really want a form. You're right. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy everything in that text box. We're going to do Control-C to copy it. And then we're going to go back to the content blocks. And I'm going to say delete that form. And we're going to add just a regular text box here. So text box, it's going to live in that same place. I'm going to delete the text that it gives you to start with and paste in our text that we have doctored up. I'll hit save and we're almost ready to go. So what I want to do here is, although we're going to automatic deliver this lead magnet source in an email, hands off, it'll be done automatically. I do want to give them the option to download it right now. You don't want to lose people with every step that it takes. So if you can deliver as fast as possible, that's the best. So what we're going to do is we're going to click in this text box. We're going to scroll down to call to action. Check mark call to action. This is going to give us a button here. And this button is actually going to be download now. Okay. And we're going to change the button action from URL to download a file. And now we're going to be able to pick that file that we have downloaded, which is our here, the actual PDF. And it's going to upload and it's going to be available for them to click and download. Let's make sure that everything is matching our brand. So I'm going to update the button background here. And I actually want this button to be more centered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll all the way down till I find desktop layout, how it looks on the desktop. And I'm going to center everything. Okay, which is going to center everything except for the items that I already aligned the way I wanted, which was left aligned. Okay. All right, so my Grammarly is telling me I don't need a comma there. That's great. Thank you, Grammarly. And we're going to click save. All right, let's check this out. How does this thank you page and next steps page look? Okay, great. So what I could do, I see a little bit of white here. I could actually make this section larger, which is what I'm going to do next. But it has the text on it, it has the image, and it has the download button so they can download that file right away. So the next thing I want to do is actually I'm going to make this section larger so it fits on the whole screen. I'm just going to click on the section, go to desktop layout. And I'm just going to extend this maybe to 150 padding at the top and 150 padding at the bottom. Great. Okay, so now that they downloaded this, you can add another text block to explain next steps for them. So a next steps could be make sure you're subscribed on YouTube or subscribe to our podcast. Here's a podcast episode you might like, or if you're looking for the next step after setting up Kajabi, check out this mini course that I have, right? So this is your opportunity just by adding another text block here. All right, so you can add another text block and you can kind of say next steps. All right, and then you want to explain, right? And then you want to have a call to action on this text box. So any text box has the option to have a call to action. So you just want to check mark to enable the call to action, rename that to call to action or whatever you want it to be, like learn more or book a call or something like that. And then you want to direct it to the URL you want it to go to. Is there a sales page you want it to go to? Is there a checkout page? Is there a booking link page that you want it to go to? So just give them the next steps, because if they are the people who downloaded this lead magnet are your people. They are the people that have the problem that you can solve. And this is just one thing that you can solve of many, right? Now, our last step on here is to, let me go back to our guide here, is to connect this all with automation. Let's wrap it up with our automation. Favorite part. All right, so back here in Kajabi, let's exit this thank you page. It's saying, hey, you make sure that you save your page. All right, so now we can exit the landing page. The automation is put together in the form that we created. So we're actually gonna find that form. On the left-hand side, find marketing, and find forms, and we're going to find the form that we created and already put on our opt-in page. And so that's my sample form right here. We're going to open it up. The first thing we're going to do is bring your attention to the right-hand side. It says send contact to custom thank you page. Yes, please. We just created that. So let's make sure you have the name. It happens to be sample 2, and because it was duplicated, it has a 1 next to it, but you can rename all of your pages to make sure it's easy. You're going to pass the data to the thank you page. This is important when you have cookies or pixels on your website, so that, for example, if you are bringing people from a Meta ad or Facebook or Instagram ad, then you would be able to say, hey, this person actually got to the thank you page, which means now they are our lead. Good job, ad. Please send that data back to Meta. Okay, so that's why you want to say, yeah, go ahead and pass that data to the thank you page. Okay, so we have people going directly to our thank you page. And the last but not least is we're going to set the automated delivery email of this asset, of the lead magnet. So I'm going to click add automation, and it says when the form is submitted, this is the name of the form, then what do we want it to do? We're going to have it deliver an email. Okay, so send an email. And here's the email box that you can fill out. Now, if you're using those AI prompts, this is what I suggest. So remember, in this resource that's going to be linked down below, I have these AI prompts for you. And when you use these AI prompts, then your AI, let's say ChatGPT, is ready to do the next step for you. So now that it's giving you all this copy, like it gave for me, now I could just say, hey, great, next step, please write my delivery email, keep it short and sweet. It's going to create that copy for you that's ready for you to tweak. Okay, so we're going to send this email. Let's go ahead and craft it. It needs a subject line to start. Always make sure your subject line has the thing that they opted in for in the subject line, so it's easy for them to find. And notice that the double brackets here has the personalization. So it's going to pull that first name that it just got from the opt-in form and place it here. And now I've created a space that says you can download your checklist here. So I'm going to highlight that. I can either just link it to the PDF, or I can click or create a fun button. So let's create a button. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to create a URL with this PDF in it. So we need to save this URL in a cloud storage so that it can reference that URL. Sounds complicated, but it's not. All you're going to do is open one of your Google, maybe Google Drive, some kind of cloud storage for yourself, even Dropbox. I'm going to put it in a folder for myself. And there it is. I'm going to right click and click share and say copy link. So once it's in your cloud storage, you're going to grab the link to share it. And now I'm going to go back here and just plug in that URL. We can change the color here. So maybe make it a little more vibrant or use a brand color if you'd like. Okay, so that's my brand color there. We're gonna say download the checklist. I can take away the brackets actually and click OK. So it looks kind of weird right there, but if you can go ahead and click preview in browsers to actually see what it'll look like in someone's inbox here. So now they have a nice button here that says download the checklist. And again, we're telling the viewer or the reader that this guide will do XYZ, so you can do the desired outcome, no more second guessing. So what pain points are we removing? And listen, I've got your back because I have these expertise. This is kind of my jam, and I'll talk soon. We want to say talk soon or chat soon or see you in your inbox, something like that, because now they are on your email list and now they can start receiving weekly emails with tips and tricks that you can share for them to get even closer to their goal. Okay. All right, so now we have the email ready for them. I'm gonna click save, and that's it, my friends. We have the automation set. Okay, so let's go back to our guide here. We have everything done. We have a juicy lead magnet that's going to solve a problem for them quickly. We have created a lovely opt-in page with that form ready for them. We have a thank you page that's automated that's going to send them to the next step, and we've tied it all together with automation. So now that you are going to be putting out content, now you can lead people to the opt-in page, okay? So how do we do that? Let's go back to website. Let's go to landing pages. This is the link that you're going to be sending to people, okay? Or putting in any post that you want that's related to this lead magnet. So you can grab the link right here. So make sure you know it is your opt-in page. So you would want to rename this, and you can grab the link. How do we rename it? Click the triple dots. Instead of going to edit design, you're going to edit details. And when you go into details, you can actually rename it here. You can give it a better URL slug that's easy for someone to remember. So for example, if you are on a podcast, you can say, go to my website, www.blank.com/checklist, right? Something easy for someone to plug in. You can also title it. So when someone looks for it, maybe on Google, you can have your title here, description, and an image. This is going to pull when anyone is searching and make sure it is search engine optimized. And so that's where it's done there. Okay, so I just wanted to show you how to rename it and create a super easy slug or URL name for you to send people to. But ultimately, if you are linking someone there, you can just grab this link right here, and that is how you can automatically build your email list. Okay, so remember in the description below, if you want to have that 30-day Kajabi free trial, it's available to you. The 4-step guide with the AI prompts is also available, and I might have some other gifts in there available as well. I want to make sure that you don't feel overwhelmed with this tech stuff and you are able to monetize your genius. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.